So, Paul, we're back to talk about New Line Cinema's first entry into the Friday the 13th franchise. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. Paul, why don't you introduce yourself? And if you'd like to give you a quick thought on the film.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Paul from find us on YouTube under Tales from the Flipside. Check out our playlists, all sorts of shows, comic related, that might catch your fancy. And if not, Monday nights around 9:30 is Tales from the Flipside, where it's just kind of a bunch of nerds shooting the breeze. So check us out. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. I typed in our little notes here. Our previously most hated movie was number 5, A New Beginning. And for me personally, number 9 has knocked that out of first place. Congratulations, New Line Cinema. I don't know what this was. I have more thoughts on it, but I don't want to talk for too long. So go, yeah. What did you think, Jackson? This was something else.
I honestly think that this could end up being the longest review we have of this series because it's such a bizarre movie. It's such a weird place to take this. Now, I also hate 5. I really hated 3 though too. 5 was the one they tried to do something interesting, I guess, by having Jason not be the villain and there was a different guy. It didn't really work, but at least they tried to do something. 3 was like there's no point to it whatsoever. It's just the 3D gimmick movie. This one though is I cannot imagine being like a rabid Friday the 13th fan at the time that this came out. I got to imagine they must have been super excited. It's Jason Goes to Hell. It's the final Friday. And it's an abomination. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I wonder how many dates this ruined. Yeah, I mean, I would have left early, be like, you know what? If I had the cojones on me, let's say it's our first date, not ours, but in general, I would just said, "You want to get out of here? Like, you want to get some ice cream or something? Like, I'm sorry, honey, this isn't what I thought it was, or I probably wouldn't call her honey on the first date, but like, you want to get out of here and just get some ice cream or something. Like, this is not what I thought it was. I would leave.
Yeah,
like, and I'm watching it with my wife. And I'm teasing Jackson. I keep saying she's going to come on these review shows and kids and life and craziness. I
don't think she's real. I think that this is just. She's
Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah, right.
But so my wife had a good theory, and this is all her. That this is not this was not intended to be a Jason movie. This storyline was meant to be something completely different. Somebody rubbed elbows with whoever and said, this isn't going to work with what you're thinking, but let's dash a little Jason in there, and then we'll throw a little big name horror behind it, and then we'll get you moving. And I think it was just a friendly from friend to friend to friend. It sold, but this is just it hurt me from the beginning. Because it was, here's a little bit of story, then here's some credits. Here's some story, here's some credits. In that beginning back and forth, and my wife's like, "Oh, they did that in Terminator 2." I'm like, "But don't bring a good movie into this." And that hurt. Like that beginning, I think and I'd have to compare the two, but I think they did it too much. Like that beginning, I was like, "Can we just start the movie already?"
It's an abomination from the get-go, immediately. Go ahead.
The opening scene, and I know we're going to get to this. I thought that they were filming a Friday the 13th movie, like they were going to go that route of, and we can discuss the story. Obviously, that's why we're here. But I thought that
was Scream too,
where they're
Scream movies, right?
They're shooting a movie of, he's so classic. That wasn't even the case. Lord in heaven.
No, that would have been kind of interesting.
That's what I thought they were doing.
Yeah, so I guess we have to talk about the plot of this. It's a very convoluted, bizarre plot. So the movie opens. The previous films aren't touched on at all, really. I mean, we just open with a woman who there's some TNA right away at the beginning, which is good, I guess. But basically, it opens with this woman taking a shower. She's by herself at a cabin, and you're supposed to, as the audience, believe, this is just another, Camp Crystal Lake, Jason's coming to kill someone scene. Now, something feels off about it immediately. I can't point my finger exactly to what it is, but something's wrong, right?
What's wrong is at the end of Jason Takes Manhattan, his body is disintegrated by acid, and they just skip that plot. That's my first thing.
Well, yes. So they kill Jason at the beginning of this. They blow him all to hell. He looks terrible, by the way.
He looks bad, yeah.
His outfit is cheap looking. It looks like something you'd buy at a costume shop somewhere. They shoot him to shit. But
who shoots him?
Is it the FBI or something? I think it's it's a SWAT team of some sort, correct?
Yeah. So this is why I thought it was a movie. So this lady's in the shower and blah blah blah. It's a good Jason opening. How he got his body back from acid isn't explained yet, and then he chases her and she's tripping, and my wife's like, she had shoes on in that scene. So anyway, and so all of a sudden these big stadium lights come on, and these SWAT commandos come down on ropes and things, and they just shoot him all to hell and blow his body up. And I was like, oh, it's a movie. They're shooting a movie. But it's the real deal. It's really Jason. And then his heart tumbles to the ground, and it's still beating. Yeah. And
so in that scene, we get introduced to the bounty hunter character who's in the background, I don't think so. Right. Which, by the way, as horrible as that character was, that's my favorite character in the whole movie. But yeah, there's that guy. And then there's the other guy who is the, what do you call them? The guys who do the autopsies, mortician, medical examiner, right? Yeah, so he takes all the body parts back, and essentially the plot of this is that Jason isn't they've ruined Jason in this. The lore of Jason is killed because now Jason isn't about this little boy that was treated poorly and comes back for revenge. Now it's this ancient demon thing that has possessed Jason's body. So really, Jason isn't even Jason anymore.
I didn't get that from the story, though. I thought it was Jason Voorhees. Maybe you're right, and it's been a little bit since I watched it as far as the lore, but I thought it was, and I thought it. So from what I gathered from it is Jason can't be killed unless his heart is destroyed. So his heart is fully intact, beating. So his spirit of evil is still there. And then this autopsy thing, and my wife's, who's going to autopsy this famous murderer alone, and these guards, and it just immediately took a crazy turn that turned me off to the movie.
Right, but isn't the okay, so we're going to jump around a little bit here, and I've actually got the Wikipedia open to try and help me through this, but from what I understood, Jason is some medieval thing, because they tried to work Evil Dead into this, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that, but he's this ancient thing, and there's a mystical dagger in this too.
That is what just that came out of nowhere later in the movie. A Voorhees has to touch this thing, and then it turns into this mystical dagger. That's the whole crazy plot line, is why I agree with my wife. We're this wasn't a Jason Friday the 13th movie. It was something else that they just threw some putty on.
Well, what they were trying to do here is they were trying to set up, I believe, Jason versus Freddy versus Ash from Evil Dead. Because there's even a scene in this where he goes into the Voorhees house, which we have to talk about the fact that now Jason has a whole family and a house and all this shit. But
right.
But he goes to the book, and the Book of the Dead from Evil Dead is there.
I saw that. Absolutely.
So I think that that's what they were working in here, is that these are related things. But it's fucking stupid, because now we have, hold on. So Jason had a sister, correct?
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
And he needs, well, you know what? You might be right, because he needs a Voorhees body specifically to survive, correct? Like he can
Yeah.
only he basically, it's a body snatchers movie. So throughout the movie, Jason is snatching different bodies, but they only last so long before he needs the next one.
Sorry. Who's the X-Men character that kind of burns through bodies like that?
Oh God. You have much better chance than I do. You'll have a much better chance on that than I do, but
it'll hopefully come to me before you tune out.
Sweet. Well, otherwise we can always do it as one of our corrections in a future episode.
It's yeah.
Rogue or is it Rogue?
No, maybe it's not even X-Men. So
or Mystique can take kind of the form of different bodies, but
somebody man, it's probably a completely different franchise. So we should just move on.
Well, way to kill all the momentum of the episode.
That's what I do best.
But no, so he's a body snatcher guy, and then you have the other thing.
But you got to back up to how he body snatches in the first place,
right?
Which is just nasty.
Isn't that funny that you're saying that about a Jason movie, that something is just too gross, and
it's like on a different level that you haven't seen in this series before, and it's so off kilter that's why it's gross.
Yeah. Well, the first thing he does is somehow the guy is possessed by his heart beating on the table and eats his heart, and then he starts doing this thing where he like spits this snake creature. He is like the snake creature, I think.
These red demon balls fly into the medical examiner, and now he is Jason.
Yes.
But through the heart, it's like Alien. There's some like it's like the pre-chest burster thing is living inside him. And that is the embodiment of Jason's evilness.
I think so. I think that's the idea. Yeah.
And so in order to snatch the next body, I have to regurgitate this mouth penis into your mouth, and then it I mean, it was like an X-Files plot. I mean, there's X-Files actors in it, but Lord, it's
absolutely horrifyingly bad. I mean, there's like news clips at the beginning that play just awful. Where we meet this Creighton Duke guy who is this bounty hunter who's obsessed with killing Jason. He doesn't act like a real person at all. He goes back to Crystal Lake because he knows Jason's going to go there, because he knows Jason's not dead, because who knows? We don't really know how he got this knowledge or what his backstory is at all. And then let's see. So Jason goes back to Camp Crystal Lake, and they tried to do this family thing. And if we go review the Freddy movies, you're going to laugh, because Freddy's Dead did the same shit, man.
No.
They open up this whole backstory of Jason's family. So, and by the way, we still don't get mention of a father, I don't think, in this, do we? Yeah.
Jason, not officially. You showed me something at the end of was
6. We were
at the end of 6. Okay,
we were supposed to get one, but we didn't. But yeah, so we go. Jason has a sister, and the only way that Jason can like fully take his true form or whatever is to take a Voorhees. The sister has an ex-boyfriend and a child, so we have like a baby brought into this that's in danger. And the sister is dating the like 2020 type, current affair type Anchorman guy. And the movie's just so horror. It really is dreadful. There was the scene where it's like, I can't tell what kind of laugh they're going for, but there's a scene where basically this current affair guy is only dating her because she's a Voorhees, and he wants to set up the house. So he claims that he stole, because Jason kills his sister, and he goes and steals her body from the morgue to plant it in the Voorhees house.
Yeah. And he kills the sister because only a Voorhees can kill Jason. So if he eliminates all the Voorhees and then takes the body of the baby, which I'm assuming is what his ultimate goal is,
right? Yes.
Then he can. I mean, what would 10 be then? Murder Baby Chucky ripoff? Like
I don't know. I mean, this movie has to be erased from canon. This can't be part of canon. There's just no way.
yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It was really a bad movie. If you're into bad movies, this is the movie for you.
But
But
it's not good bad though. It's
no,
just awful. And that scene though, let me finish because
yeah, absolutely.
one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. The current affair guy said he's on the phone, so he's telling someone about the fact that he stole a
His
corpse
producer.
from the morgue. Yes. And he says something along the lines of like, yeah, I stole the corpse from the morgue, then I fucked her daughter. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I stole the mom from the from the morgue, and then I went home and
And fucked her daughter.
Oh my! And meanwhile, at that scene, the boyfriend of the daughter is in the closet getting like the dead body that fell on him, and he has to be quiet. It's almost. I mean, in retrospect, it's almost comedy because of how bad it is.
It is. And let me correct you on something. He killed the sister not because he was trying to eliminate her, but we find out later that it didn't matter that she was dead.
You're
the
right.
Voorhees doesn't have to be alive. So basically,
God,
he killed her thinking like, okay, well, I'll just take over her body. And then someone walked in. I believe it was the ex-boyfriend of the daughter. I guess it would be Jason's niece, right? The ex-boyfriend came in, and then he got accused, and we had a whole police station thing.
Yeah.
And then
he threw him out the window, and then the body disappeared.
Yep. And none of these people, even though they come from this town where for decades this shit has been happening, none of these people believe this is possible. Nobody seems to think that there's any chance that this guy is telling the truth.
Right.
There's no sign that he was like, I don't think anyway, that he was like a criminal where you couldn't believe him. But that does lead into another interesting, like, what the fuck are we doing here scene where he's in the jail and Creighton's in the next cell.
Oh, yeah. And because he messed with the sheriff in the diner. He was flirting with his girl, and which was the sister, right?
The sister was dating a man who looked like he was 75.
Yeah,
and the sheriff. Yeah,
and the bounty hunter comes in and said, "Jason's coming for you." And then all this sexual talk, and he gets arrested.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where we get our exposition for the movie. This is our exposition dump scene because they're too lazy to do it cleverly. So we have the two characters next to each other, and remember, Creighton just knows everything. We don't have any reason why. We don't understand why. But the guy basically is asking for answers, and Creighton's like, "There's a price. There's a price for information. Let me see your hand." And this is really what he sounds like. And he takes his hand and he breaks I think he breaks his finger.
Yeah, one finger at a time.
Right. And then he's like, oh, and then he's like, he gets a little bit of information about, what's going on. The guy does, the boyfriend. Yeah. And then he's like, but what about blah, blah, blah. And let me see your hand again. And he does it like 3 or 4 times. And literally, this is where the bulk of the plot is told, because this is where we learn that Jason is this thing that switches bodies, and Jason is after a Voorhees girl. So your family's in danger, basically. And it's so bad. There's nothing clever done in this movie at all. Nothing.
The only reason he's in town is because the 2020 guy agreed to pay his price if he can prove he can kill Jason forever. That's what brought him to the town in the first place. And it's, this guy he knows everything.
Right. Well, and not only that, but that in the end, like, they throw that away too, because the guy's dead who was going to pay him. And he's just like, oh no, it was never really about the money or whatever. And he goes and he's obsessed with killing this thing. It was so much worse than I remembered when it came out.
He must be like Mrs. Voorhees' side guy or something to know so much. I don't know.
Yeah,
it really is. I swear it has to be a plot from some other movie that was half written and not done, and they just sprinkled some Jason on it because just from the title, like, I figured there'd be like some actual like maybe a snippet of Jason in hell, and there was nothing. It was,
Well,
I thought it
that
would take the plot in a different direction, and it was just mystical swords and
the mystical dagger.
snakes into
Well,
orifices of bodies, and it was just,
why does Jason look like Jason in the mirror? Why does he look like Jason when he takes over the girl's body at the end? I mean, none of it really works or makes any sense whatsoever.
the mirror thing I get, because it's him in, if Jason were, it's him in that body, and when you look in the mirror, you see who you are.
Right. What is he, like a vampire? I mean, I don't like.
I think it's him. I don't know. I get
Because I
it, but
feel like it's not just him that saw himself that way. I feel like
It
another
isn't.
character saw him
The
and he looked
sister.
like that. Yeah. So
yeah,
but then at the end we have the mystical dagger that needs to be stabbed through the heart. And we have that whole scene. She like hits him with it and then jump kicks it into him deeper. And
yeah.
like the balls come from the sky, or the lightning comes from the sky, or whatever.
Totally supernatural, beyond anything previous in the series, and even like Jason himself is a different person. Like he's torturing the one guy at the mansion, the Voorhees house, that's never been mentioned before. He's all strapped to the table and stuff, like just out of character for Jason to torture somebody. He's not
You're
that
right.
type of killer.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? It ruins it that he has a goal like this in this one, because that's not Jason. His goal is literally just, I don't like the over sexualized teenagers that run the camp, and I'm going to kill them. That's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And yeah, we're 22 minutes in, and we're both still astonished that this movie got made. But do you want to discuss that ending then, where this mystical dagger that turns into this mystical dagger when touched by Voorhees does the following?
So they kill Jason. He gets pulled into the ground by like the hands, which is very Evil Dead-ish as well. Like
that was kind of cool.
It looks cool. And then you get the reason why this movie exists, which is Freddy busting his hand out and grabbing the mask to pull it into hell. The laugh doesn't sound like Freddy. Robert Englund must have been too busy to record a laugh track for his buddies at New Line Cinema. But what is fascinating though is like, they went and got the rights to Jason. I'm assuming it cost them a little bit of money to purchase the Jason Voorhees rights. This is the best you could do. Like, this is what you come up with. I don't even, it's astounding to me that this movie, I mean, this is one of the worst franchise movies, I think,
this is now I'm speaking from someone, I have the playlist here, but I don't know the details. So New Line Cinema purchased the rights to Jason after Manhattan.
Correct.
And this is the best I can do. My God.
So this is not, so that Friday the 13th ends after 8, and then this was New Line taking over. And first off, if you're going to spend the money on something, why do you kill the character in the first one you make? Which that didn't last, but yeah, I think they really did it to try to build this expanded universe thing. Problem is, when the movie sucks, you have nothing to really go off of. So it's disgustingly bad.
And so I was typing in here the actor, because Jackson and I both watched a really great documentary, and I don't want to take this beyond our time limit or our time, whatever, of Kane Hodder, who played Jason in this movie for the first time. Am I remembering it right?
The
third time. So the first time Kane Hodder played Jason was in
7.
Part 7.
Okay. Which he looked fucking great in 7. And in 8 he played him, this one, and then Jason X was his last appearance.
So from that documentary, man, I pronounced that word weird. Sorry.
Yeah,
that
you're a weird guy. Just a
that
weird guy.
documentary. That was Kane's hand at the end with
Yes.
the Freddy glove on, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about this at a later show. What happened after that with the Freddy versus Jason movie, which was
He got
made
shafted.
later,
He got
pretty
shafted.
much. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think that's a different show that we should get into, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, they had the Creighton Duke was from X-Files. Who else was there was 2 X-Files actors. The other young guy who was having sex in the tent.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's talk about the kills, I guess. We had the tent kill, right? Which was pretty good.
Yeah, when she got it through the chest or the belly or whatever, it was probably really the only kill that I remember that was memorable enough to remember. But I looked at my wife with these X-Files actors. I'm like, it kind of reads like an X-Files episode as far as this snake in the mouth and the body's melting, and it just, this was something else. This is a movie for discussion, which is why we're here.
It is. It really is. So I did like the car door slammed on the head part where the guy comes out of the diner or wherever he is. One. Yeah, that was a good one. But yes, I think it was, what did he kill that woman with? Was it the torn in half with a rail spike? Was it the let's see here.
I thought it was just the car door and that was it.
No, I'm talking about the tent. The tent.
Oh, scene. What did he stab her with? I don't know.
I think it might have been a rail spike, but yeah, she's on top of a guy. They're having sex, and he just through the side of the tent basically tears her in half, which was fun.
Oh yeah, he does split her right in half. You're right.
But what? But it's not him. That's the problem. It doesn't look as cool because it's not him, and nobody goes to see a Jason movie with the hopes of seeing other people.
Yeah,
other than Jason.
That's probably why number 5 sucked.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. This is worse though. This is the worst one.
This is my number 1 worst one, and we're gonna stay tuned for next time. But Jason X is better than this one in my opinion because it's not Jason. It's a plot they just shoved together in a blender and said let's make some money.
Yeah, I agree. I do real quickly on this episode, since you asked about it last time, you kind of teased it before we end this one. I did now I have the mask back there, which I purchased because I had to copy you. I couldn't let you be the only one. But I also because I now love this movie. Yes. This is my favorite one so far.
Here, make yourself the bigger. Go
ahead. So let's pop me
the
up
power
here.
Of StreamYard.
Yeah, so I got this this Jason Lives waxwork vinyl here, and I guess I'll
from overseas even, right?
What's that? Yeah, this was sent overseas. I got it like on eBay from somebody. But yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have anything but the score, but just the and I hate trying to show these when I'm all backwards and whatever, but yeah, this thing is quite sweet. I mean, it's got, there he is, just the side profile when he's walking through the woods or whatever, and then we've got him on top of the RV.
And I think that was released this year and sold out.
Yeah, these guys waxwork do an awesome job. Probably my favorite feature though is actually and we of course were too stupid to bring this up on the show, but I really like the James Bond.
Yes. That's awesome.
But yeah, this thing is awesome. So I was excited about this.
I would say buy it even if you don't have an LP player because it's just a piece of art. I have some LPs that I just hang on my wall because they're just awesome the way they've redone some LPs lately.
I need to upgrade the webcam because as soon as I put anything in front of it, I have to trick it. Okay. But yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, I have a record player. And it's, it's funny, like totally off topic here, just talking about vinyl, but
no, it's good because it relates to the best movie in the series. And that's number 6.
It is. But yeah, so my thought is it's kind of a pain in the ass. Vinyl is, I mean, you got to get up, you got to, do all the bullshit, flip it over when the first side's done, whatever. I mean, you have to change records sometimes, like 3 times for a single album. But it does make you actively listen to music, though, because I feel like we're so distracted nowadays. If you're playing something on your phone, you just go to hear like 30 seconds of something. So yeah, I enjoy collecting them. And some of them, like these guys, are just this Waxwork company. They do a bunch of different horror records, and yeah, they always do a nice job. Sounds great.
It's beautiful. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have "He's Back" from Alice Cooper on it, which bums me out a little bit.
It is a shame.
But yeah,
the artwork makes up for it. To roll a little Paul's problem into there, we have a record player too, and it's like a plastic diamond tip. I don't know, however the heck records work. And I'll just say it's me because I'm not sure if it was me or my wife, but I was like, this piece is loose. Like, this is obviously like one of those extra pieces from the old toys you get from KB Toys or whatever. So I ripped off the diamond tip.
Oh God!
Couldn't play any records because it was.
Oh, you just gotta go.
Piece.
Just buy a new stylus and head shell or whatever. A new cartridge.
Yeah, it's all now. I got a new cartridge, but it was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I think they're
funny.
I'm not gonna move my camera, but yeah, like right up here, I if you can see behind me, I had kind of the slanted ceilings because I'm upstairs. But yeah, like I have comic mount is a cool thing that you can adjust for comics or LPs. But yeah, I have I just hang them up for artwork, and that's a beautiful cover to just hang on the wall. And
I should.
Great.
I have my own Paul's problem with a record player story. The first one I bought, I just bought one of those like $80. I forget the name of the company, but yeah, I threw my Metallica record on there, went to play it, and then I realized, oh shit, I didn't take the little piece of plastic off that protects the needle. So it just scratched my fucking record and it was unplayable. Yeah. So that was my story. But yeah, that's it for Jason. I guess Jason Goes to Hell anyways. This movie belongs in hell.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Speechlessly bad.
And by the way, this is our longest video yet in this series, like I said. So good thing I busted the record out. But Paul, again, where can people find you?
Yeah, on YouTube, Tales from the Flipside. Check out our channel and like and subscribe, and we'll just leave the rest for a surprise. See what you get.
Yeah, there you go. And make sure you come back here next week for the fan favorite Jason X, which, spoilers, is not as bad as this movie. So have a good one, everybody.
See you.